Welcome to Mora FC. It is what it is. Please, if you are new to the channel, do subscribe. If you have been watching my tutorial without subscribing, please do subscribe. Return subscribers, I will appreciate you for returning back. God bless you all. I'm going to break all the tips, the trees that you need achieving this beautiful style. Nothing is hidden, nothing is hiding. You can see something is hanging over there. That design is not there. I'm doing what the customers want. Do you understand? This is the customer demand, and I'm going to teach you how to fix that one. Also, they are breaking down the simplest. This is a beginner's friendly. I want the beginners to be able to understand it, so I'm breaking it down the simplest and the easiest form for beginners to understand everything, all the tips, the tricks that you need. So without wasting much time, so let's get started. You fold your fabric into two. You're going to use the measurement as usual. You fold your fabric into two, the 40. Your bust, the chest, the measurement that I'm using, I'm using chest measurement 40, the length 20, 35, shoulder 19, sleeve 25, neck 16. So these are the measurements that I am using. So the bust divided by 4, 40 divided by 4, 10 plus 1.5 sewing allowance. So that's what I did to get this folding. I've not cut nothing, no place. There's a cutting in front, so pay attention here. I want you to understand the basic and the simplest, easiest how to go by it. I don't want to jump and give you measurement that you don't understand. You're going to tell me how do you come by that measurement. So your shoulder measurement, we go by the shoulder right now. The shoulder divided by 2, that will give us 9.5, that's 9.5. The shoulder is 19, you divide it by 2, that will give us 9.5. You mark your 9.5. Don't add no sewing allowance here. Don't add no sewing allowance over there. You feeling it? Good. Like I said, your shoulder divided by 2. Then you mark. Don't add no sewing allowance. So after that, we come to the neck side. I measure my neck 2.5 inches and I add half inch for sewing allowance, so that will give me 3. So this is 3 inches over there. Then I'm going to mark it also. So we have a mark at the neck side and the shoulder line also here. So in between, you divide that part by 2. This line and the neck line that we did, you divide that part, this line and this line, that's the neck and the shoulder. You divide that part by 2. That will create out this line over there. Have you seen the line over there? It's either you divide it by 2 or you come to the next side, divide 4 inches away from the next side, or come to the shoulder side, the armhole side, this side, then you measure 3 inches or 3.5 or 4 inches away from that spot. Or come to the next side and do the same thing. So after getting the spots that you want, where you want your cut to start, where you want the vent to start, the cut, and there's a cut in front, then you come, then you measure from this line. You can see you measure from there, whatever you get. We have a 6.5 inches over there. So 6.5 inches, then you're going to add your sewing allowance to it. It can be 2.5. So these are 6.5. You can see this is where I want the cutting to start. This is where I want the cutting to fall. To understand? So after getting that spot, I'm going to add my sewing allowance to it. I hope you're feeling it. It can be 2 inches or 2.5 or 3 inches of sewing allowance. So I'm going to add 3 inches of sewing allowance over there. From that cut where I wanted to start, I add my sewing allowance 3 inches over there. Then I'll put that in my mind or write it down. So after you add it, you have 9.5 inches over there. So simply you can just cut 9 inches. Simply you can just mark 9 inches over there. So this is where our cut is going to fall. So when I cut, this part will go away. I don't want this waste that fabric, so I'm going to drag it back. If I cut, you can see that we're going to some parts, some of the fabric will be wasted. So I'm going to drag it back. So this has given me the measurement where my cutting and my shoulder, my sewing allowance going to form wherever. I've gotten all the measurements right. So I just shift it back. Make sure I have 9 inches or 9.5 inches. I'm working on it right now. So checking to make sure I have my 9 inches or 9.5 inches over there. So these are the cutting and my plus my sewing allowance over there. So I'm just trimming that part to to get a straight line over there. You make sure that you have a straight line over there. So after that, I'm going by the length of your measurement. You just have to measure the length and you add 1 inch of sewing allowance to it. So these are the length. Then I'll mark my straight line. So from here, we are going back to the bust measurement. The bust measurement, your bust divided by 4. Remember, I'm working with 40. 40 divided by 4, that will give me 10 plus 1.5 inch sewing allowance. And this is it. Then you just have to mark it. This is 11.5 inches that I'm marking right now. Like I said, I'm breaking it down the simplest for beginners to understand what is going on right here. It is what it is. So please give me a thumbs up if you're feeling it already. So we're going to mark. This is where I want our event to start. You can see we have our 3 inch sewing allowance. You got to fold that part. Remember, we added sewing allowance. So maybe you added 2 inches of sewing allowance to that shoulder side. Then you just have to fold that 2 inches or 2.5 inches or 3 inches that you left over there. You just have to fold it 8. So you're going to have something like this. You feeling it? I post videos every Mondays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. sharp in Ghana time. It is what it is. So we're going to cut the small piece over there. Check something. We have folded our 3 inches that we added to it. So you're going to fold on it this way. This is how it's going to be. Do you understand? So I'm just make sure you see everything before I put it on top for you to see. So this part, this line, you just have to place it on top exactly. You can see this tip, this line have to match exactly. Have you seen it? That's how you want to place it. I just want to show you. So you just have to place it this way. I'm going slowly for the beginners to understand, for you to understand every bit of it so that you don't get confused. I mark this part, then I mark this part, so that will be our folding. So have you seen what is going on here? Then just have to fold this part also. You make sure it falls exactly at the tip of it. So it's going to be like we have folded our fabric into 2. You cut your senator tab, you fold it into 2. So you're supposed to have something like this, folded into 2 like this. Simple. You trim the unwanted part out. So you have to get your bars divided by 4 plus your sewing allowance, everything right here. So I'm putting the small side away, cutting the back of the senator tab. So now I'm cutting the back of the senator tab. I add 4 inches, so the back is longer than the front by 4 inches. So now I just have to cut the back. Trying to cut everything before I move to the sewing allowance part, to the sewing part. So you can see this is the back. One thing is very important is you have to make sure and check where the design fall, the right side or the left side. Is very important. Then you have to twist it to where the design fall. Otherwise you're going to cut it straight away, and after cutting it you're going to see that the design will fall to the side that you don't want it to fall. Maybe you want it to fall at the left side and you're going to be at the right side. So let's continue on here. We fold this part on it like this, so we're going to get a straight line here. So you're going to measure from the shoulder to your half of your waist, a half length, and your hip line. You can see you mark from the shoulder, you come to this is the half length and this is the hip line. So the hip line can be 24, 25, 26. It depends the tallest of that person. So going back again, after folding it, you come to the top side, you measure your half length. From the top to the half length can be 16 or 15 or 17, 16 and a half. And you measure from that part also, you measure from that part, you come to your hip line. So in between that line, that's what I'm making a line over here. So you're going to get two lines over here, half of your length and your hip line. So you're going to divide that part into two. It's either you divide that part in two, or you come 3 inches above the hip line. That is where we want our vent to start, because we try to form a vent over there. Do you understand? So the vents have to fall between your half of your length and your hip line. Do you understand? In between, wherever you're going to start, that's where the vent have to start. So I'm marking my vent over here. When you look at the design, you can see there's a vent at that spot. The vent have to be between your half of your length and your hip line. Do you understand? It have to be in between. So you just have to check where you want it, where you prefer. Do you understand? So this is where I want my vent to start. You can fold this part, or if you like, you can leave it this way. If you have a serger, you use a serger to secure that part. So here we are come to form the vent. So remember we left 3 inches for soy allowance. So I'm going to bring ½ inch out, so that you're going to left 2.5 inches over there. So you can see that I'm bringing ½ inch out. So this ½ inch have to overlap on the small one. Do you understand? We are going to sew this ½ inch on the small one. So this ½ inch is the one that's going to form the vent. If you go straight away and join it, you're going to get a V, which is not going to form a vent. By bringing this ½ inch out, this ½ inch, we're going to place it on top of the small one like this. That is how it's supposed to be, not like this. Do you understand? The big one have to overlap on the small one. Like I said, the big one have to overlap on the small one, not the small one have to overlap on the big one. Get that part right. The big one have to be on top of the small one, not the small one have to be on top of it. Remember, we left ½ inch on the top big one, not on the small one. The small one, we just have to maintain it that way. Do you understand? So after that, we just have to go and sew it. We'll place it, the big one, on top of the small one. Then we sew, then we get to where we want our vent to make a double stitch. So after joining it, you can see we join it this way. There's a mistake here. The small one was on top of the big one. So when you do that way, the vent is going to form, but the direction will change. Do you understand? The direction will change towards the center. Meanwhile, it have to change towards outside. Do you understand? At the armhole side. Do you understand? I use my phone to do recording. Do you understand? So when I look a design, I just look at one, then I start doing it without looking at it again. That's what I do. So after joining here, I found out that I made a mistake here. Do you understand? You can see I'm checking. I made a mistake here. The big one have to be on top of the small one so that it form the vent. The vent has formed. The vent had to form this way. Do you understand? You get your vent this way. It have to overlap. The big have to overlap. The big have to be on top of the small one that we did. So I don't want to go back and trim it out, and I'll just continue. We're gonna correct that mistake. We're gonna correct that part. You're gonna see what I mean when we get to that spot. I'll show you. You're gonna understand that spot. So let's keep going. I don't want to turn it and do it again. Blah blah blah. To understand, but I hope you understood it. You will see what I mean. So you fold into 2. So here you have to have your bars divided by 4 plus your sewing allowance. You can see I'm checking here if I have my bars divided by 4 plus my sewing allowance over here. Please do subscribe, like, and share. Tell a friend about Mora FC. It is what it is. So I'm bringing the back there so that I'm gonna cut the shoulder slope and the neck, everything. Please, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe, like, and share. I post videos every Mondays and Thursday. Every Mondays and Thursday, 4 p.m. sharp Ghana time. It is what it is. So you cut the shoulder slope. I will go fast here. I'll go fast. If you want to learn how to cut a senator top, I'm going to leave the link in the description box below. Do it and check it out. It's well explained, nothing is hidden, nothing hiding, breaking it down the simplest and the easiest form for you to understand everything. How to cut a senator top. I'll go fast here. Like I said, I'm not jumping. Though I'm not jumping, but I'm just showing you how it goes from the beginning to the end. To understand. So if you know how to cut a senator top, it's good. You can see after doing all this kind of stuff, it brings you back like the way we're going to cut your senator top. Your shoulder divided by 2, you cut your armhole, then you cut your neck. The neck also, I have 2 videos how to cut a neck. Well explained, nothing is hidden, nothing hiding. You can check it out how to cut a senator top neck, a fitted one. If you want it fitted, if you want it normal, it's well explained. Nothing is hidden, nothing is hiding. So after cutting the back here, I'm checking the neck again to see so that I get the perfect neck. It's well explained, it's well explained. So check it out how to cut the senator top neck. It is what it is. So after doing this part, I just have to put the back somewhere. The focus is on the front. I don't want you to say, how did it come back and cut the back and the neck so that you get confused? No, I don't want that. Mora FC, don't do that. It is what it is. We're here to teach you, for you to understand every bit of everything. So please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, like, share, tell a friend about Mora FC. We are coming to do the design in front. The design in front. So you just have to check. Here, you place your tape measure like this. You can see I'm folding 3 inches here. I'm folding 3 inches over here. Do you understand? Then I check. It can be half of your length or just 2 inches or 1 inch up on your waistline, just up. Do you understand? Just have to check how moderate you want it to be. After that, just write it down. Then you come to this side, you follow your tape measure 3 inch inward, then you measure from the center seam also. You measure from the center seam. So after whatever measurement you get, you just have to write it down. I have 22 and I have 14.5 inches. That's what I'm working out. Plus the sewing allowance though, plus the sewing allowance. So you just have to cut your front design. From here, you put your fusing, your paper fusing on it. Take your time, you iron it, you put your paper fusing. Nowadays, the paper fusing is not good though. You just have to, sometimes you do it and it's not, fake adults. Here I'm checking if my phone is recording. You can see I put my feet on the table. I have to check because I use my phone, like I said, my phone to make this recording. Sometimes I will get a call and the recording will have to cut. Sometimes my phone will get heated and the phone is not recording, blah 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 blah. It's for your love. Look at what I'm going to provide you a video to give you all the tips, the tricks that you need to make things easy. So I'm going to fold my 3 inches over here at the bottom. Remember when I'm measuring, I folded the tip measure, so that's what I'm folding my 3 inches allowance over here. Folded here I made a mistake here. I should have checked. It's important to check the where the design is going to follow. It's important to check. Otherwise, like I always tell you, check where the design is going to fall before you make it. Otherwise, you may think that you are doing it, you are getting the right spot, and in time that you're going to realize it's going to fall at the wrong side. You can see I didn't check where the design, so I just have to turn it again, then fold it this part. So this part that I folded is wrong. I should have to fold it. I have to fold it. I should have folded this part. So it will give me something like this. So I'm going to place it exactly at the center. See, I'm just trying to give it an iron here. So here I'll just have to give it to my apprentice to go and I'm going to make a notch here, just at the center curve here. Make a notch here. So after making a notch, you open it, then you join the notches. You can see there's a notch at the other side and a notch at the below side. Then you connect, let it pass exactly at the center. I have like 4 different ways how to do this stuff. 4 different ways. If you have watching my tutorial, you can see I do it differently. So you just have to flip it this way. You make sure the notches will kiss each other. So after kissing each other, just like that. Let me give it to my apprentice to go and sew this part, and we continue doing what we're doing. So join this part and bring it back to me. It is what it is. So let's continue. There's a band in front. This band that we're going to do right now. There's a band. That's what we're going to do. So check it out. You can either make it plain, just have to check. You have to be more than the center. You can see how I measure it. You're supposed to be more than the center. That's how you're supposed to measure it. You feeling it? Good. Please give me a thumbs up. Like, oh, so here it is. So let me finish with this one. So you just have to cut this part off, then you flip it just like that. Give me a thumbs up. Hey. What I have said is what it is, man. I'm here to help you guys. March is coming. I'm telling you so much. If you have not subscribed, click on notification bell. You're gonna miss something great. Stay tuned on this channel, Moriah FC. It is what it is. I have this small paper left to understand. Get a long one, but I have to make use of this. So you're gonna measure here. I'm checking to see how the band I want it to be. It can be 2 inches or 2.5 inches or 1.5 inches. I'm just checking. So I measured 2 inches. Then I find out that no, 2 inches is too big. It's too big. So I'll trim the 2 inches to get. You can see here after checking, I said 2 inches there. So I'll bring it to 1.5. To understand, I work with 1.5. So I trim 1/2 inch away, a 1/4 of an inch. Still, it's too big. So I just have to trim it to get 1.5. So you just have to cut 1.5. My paper fuse, you don't need to cut 2 fuses like this. No, you don't need to understand. Just have to cut a straight one. Just that I have a piece here, I have to make use of it. So I'm just using both of them to form a straight line. So after placing this one on it, that one that I did, I thought it was all plain that the customer wanted to understand, not knowing that I have to mix this style with a black fabric. I have to make this style with the black fabric. I thought it's all plain. We have the style where everything is plain. You can do it plain, you understand? And you're plain fat. So you place it on this like this. You fold this part. Let me get my hemming gown. They're gonna bring me my hemming gown. Divide into two. Give me a thumbs up. Share, comment, ask question. Ask question. If you have a question, feel free to ask. I have a WhatsApp group. If you want to join it. Follow me on my Facebook, Mora FC. It is what it is. I have my number there. Just store it. Say holla at me. Holla me. Holla me. Mora FC. It is what it is. So I'm gonna put this one also here, just to hold it at that spot also. Then I'm gonna trim a little bit out. So the band has formed. You have it. Like I said, I'm not using this one. I'm using a black one. I thought I'm gonna do everything plain for that person. So not knowing that, I forgot that I have to mix with black. So I'll do the same thing, the black fabric for it. So this is the black. It's the same thing, 1.5 inch. Don't forget, I said the vent, the big one have to overlap the small one. Don't forget that. So I'm using the black one. So I'll put this cream aside and use the black one. Again, the vent side, I said the big have to overlap on the small one. Do you understand? The big have to overlap on the small one. That's how the design is. You can leave it this way if you want. There's no problem with that. You can leave it this way. There's no problem. You can leave it this way. But the big from the original style is the big is overlap on the small one. So here we divide here by 3. You're going to divide here by 3. So this is the center. Then we divide it. Make sure that the black fabric have to maintain in the big. It have to form exactly at the armhole side. You can see how I'm placing it. Please watch out for the part 2. It is what it is. We're going for the part 2. So please watch out for the part 2. We're going to start from here, from the part 2. We're going to start from here. Thank you so much. God bless you for watching. Keep learning. Subscribe. Mora FC. It is what it is.